of stories that impact career. And as usual, we have a special guest today. And definitely, we are going to speak about what exactly the specialty of today's guest. So, he is having some unique passion, and that passion, unique passion, is in animation and animation industry as a whole together. So a lot of guys I personally just came across in last few months, they used to just ask, okay, do you know anybody who is working in this domain, because we need some clarity, we need some guidance. And that is the main reason here we means I personally invited my today's guest, Naresh Choudhary. So, welcome, Naresh. And yes, we are eagerly waiting for you to know more about you, about your passion. So, yes, over to you, Naresh.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for like sending a request of joining in, and I'm really grateful for that. So, firstly, I would like to start with like how I started this career. So, in 2000, when I cleared in 2007, when I completed my SSC, like the 10th standard, and after that, like I was having no clarity. I did not know what should I do in life, and I always had that wishful thinking, like the dreams, very big dreams, but don't know how to accomplish or whether I'll be on that path or not. Just having the dreams, and my parents were like, why do you dream so big? Do something. Why you are dreaming so big? And I was like, I dream, and I was having that faith in myself that one day I will achieve something big. So after 10th, I did not know anything. So I was like, what should I do? Then I just went, like, before the my friends, like, so my friends were joining science. So I thought that okay, I should also join science. They will be there with me. If I face any difficulty, then they can help me. So that way I joined science after 10th. And still after 12th also, I did not know what do I have to do actually. What are the streams? What are the career options? Where am I the best fit? Which career will suit me the best? Or what do I really like? I don't did not have any information about that. So then also the same thing repeated. Like everybody went into engineering. So I also thought that okay, chalo, let's go to engineering. So then I went on to engineering, and then 1 year passed, and I thought that okay, now this is not something for me. Like I could not do it that 1 year, and then I just dropped off from engineering, and then I was just sitting at home and thinking that what should I do, and my parents were like shouting at me every day, what are you doing? You have wasted your 1 year. Now what do you want to do? So I was like, what should I do? What should I do? And one day I met one of my school friend in a mall when I was just roaming, and he told me that he's doing animation, like some animation course. So I thought like, let's not waste one more year. Let's go and check out what is there in animation. So I did not have any information about animation also earlier. So I was not knowing will I like it or not. What is animation? And this is a career. So nothing I knew. I just like I feel like that was the destiny to meet that friend and then go with him to the institute. And then after going to the institute, I just joined. I told my parents that I want to join animation. Like by just looking at the infrastructure of the institute, I was like, wow, this is so nice. This will be very good, and this and that. So I told my parents. Then everybody was like, you will not like you will have to work for day and night in this field. So like in animation, at that point of time, when I started, at that time it was recession, like in 2012. So the artists used to work like day and night, and most of the artists were not getting paid also for 6 to 8 months. So then also they were working, and I don't know what happened. Like I did not know anything. Still, I told my parents. I insisted them that I want to join this animation. I don't know. I will work. I will work for day and night. It's okay. It's fine. Like I will not have anything. This. So they were like they did not listen to me first. Then they were like, anyways you wasted 1 year, so let's join animation then. So then I started off with animation at that time, and after completing my course, and then I started liking whatever I was doing. So then it was very difficult to get my first job as well because of the recession period, and because of the quality of work which I was producing as a fresher. So it was difficult, but then I got my first job and I started with this. And when I first got my job, like when I got the test of my first job, at that time I realized that there is so much to learn yet. Like I am just 5% of whatever is required in the industry. So I was like, I'm not knowing very basic things which I should know, and I felt like this should be taught, or this the student should know these things before coming to the work culture. So at that time, I decided that whenever I will have experience, I will teach students. So at that time, I had that thought, and it was like 2013 first time, and then these many years passed. I continued my job, and then I switched for 1 year or 2 year because of my another passion, which was singing. And so I was into
Yeah, so
music for a
before
certain period
Naresh,
of
I would
time, and I
like to
was
stop you
learning
here.
Hindustani
Yeah,
classical as well.
hope you're getting, yeah. So before we will go to that next part, so there is few basic question, and the keeping in mind whatever I got query and all those, and as a audience, the curiosity what we means I personally have is, and the few question I just got from the audience when I interacted with them related to this animation. So question to you is, as a whole, as a just layman, I just passed my graduation, and I have some interest in this industry, animation. So what exactly this animation industry is all about? What kind of work you'll be just expecting doing? And can you please just give a brief about this, what this industry, what kind of work is all about as a layman?
Okay. So like as a layman, if I explain it to anybody, like what is animation. So generally what happens is what we term as animation, that is about the whole process. What if you go to the institute as well? So we talk about animation. Like I want to do animation. So that is predicted as the whole course, the process, the whole process, which is the 3D animation process, right from the thought. Like if we talk about our dreams, so we have a thought first of our dream that this is how I want my life, and then we manifest our dreams. So at the end, we see the results of our dreams coming through. So it is like the same way. We have a thought, and then we do the storyboarding. We create a story. We create a script. We write the dialogues. Like every department is different, but then starting from the thought, an idea. It all starts with an idea. So suppose if you have any thought of creating a story into animation. So animation is like cartoons. You can
Mhm.
create in CG as well, like VFX. In VFX, the live characters are created. So like if I'm talking to you, you can create the same me in the computer, like exact copy. People will not be able to differentiate whether this is real Naresh or a 3D Naresh. So that way, there are two. These are two different streams like VFX and CG. So VFX is more into realistic thing, and CG is into more into cartoons. So if we talk about animation, it is a whole process of idea to the final what we see on television or movies.
Okay.
And if we talk about only animation term, then it
Mhm.
is the life we put in the characters. So if we see a dead body,
Mhm.
if we have a body and there is no life in the body, then there is no animation in the body. So we have the character which is dead, and we do the acting, the movement, the dancing, the lip sync, everything we do as an animator. So that is exactly what animation is. The
Okay.
movement, what the life we put in, that is animation.
Great. So thanks for sharing. And related that, suppose somebody is just planning to go into this animation industry. What exactly, as per you, your experience, the prerequisite they should have? Maybe the personal interest, maybe the technical aspect, or what exactly, as a whole, people should think before jumping into this animation industry.
So like there can be different reasons.
Hmm.
Like one would be the student will already be knowing something about animation,
Hmm.
like they might be watching animated movies, or they might be having fascination towards animation, like how these movies are created. Like when we see Disney movies and some great movies, animated movies, like everybody as a child feels that how these are created. Like when I was a kid, I used to think that they are real, and I used to think that somebody take me there and let me meet those people, those cartoons. And now I realize that everything is created, and still many of the kids are like feel that these are real characters. So
Hmm.
yes, now the generation has changed. So kids also know a lot of things about animation, like how these things are. These are computerized. They are created in computers. So they have an interest in. They think that I want to learn to draw or to create these things. So one is that way. Like if you already know something about animation, and the second way is I would suggest for the students who are weak in studies, like
Hmm.
we see a lot of parents worried about their children who don't want to learn, or like who don't want to study more, like
Hmm.
who don't want to read books all the time. So I have seen that most of the students who don't have interest in studies, they are inclined towards arts. Like they might be good at drawing or some artistic things. So this is like what I have figured out. I've asked so many students, and most of them were, whoever were not interested in studies, were good at art. So their parents were like, "What will they do in life?" So I was like, "They are just kids. They are in just third, fourth grade. Let them discover themselves more." So this is the second way. Like if you're not more interested into studies, then you can have an overview of the animation to get an idea what is it. And if you create, like if you get fascinated about these things, whatever the department is, then you can jump into this career.
Okay, great. So that is just coming back to, okay, career. You said that means if somebody is not that good in study, maybe arts and related this career, they can opt. They may think of. Now, is there any specific qualification is needed for this? Suppose I want to learn this. So, is there any criteria as far as the qualification is concerned, or what is that?
Exactly. If you talk about animation, like for learning also, there is no criteria. For a job also, there is no criteria in terms of certification and college or university or institute. So there is no requirement of those things in animation. If I want to learn, like if a kid wants to learn, he can learn or she can learn at any age, if she has an interest or he has an interest, and if they are good at grasping those skills which are required to create those animation and those all the processes. And if you talk about job also, then you don't need any certification from any institute or any college. So wherever you should be good at your skills. So this is all skill based. Everything is a skill, right? Right from the storyboard till the
Mhm.
final execution. Every department is a kind of a skill developed by those artists. So if you are good at that particular skill, then you can get a job. You can also do freelance, and you can also work abroad as well without the certification.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. And again, coming back to whatever story you said, okay, everybody is doing engineering, let me do engineering, everybody is doing. So, coming back to, okay, the future is great, the opportunities are humongous, international, what you just said, international level, national level, definitely it's there. Now, coming back to somebody just started their animation journey, just maybe a month or two, and getting into job, what you said, the first job once you got, what exactly, can you please share a few bullet point of the challenges people are facing or you faced, and what exactly your advice, so that they can just reuse whatever the challenge they are facing, so that they can just overcome and get into maybe job or whatever their passion related to animation. So any guidance what you have faced and what your advice on that?
So like it depends from where you are learning. That also depends. Like if you have just started, it is around 1 or 2 months. Then it depends. Like have you selected the full course or a specific course you are learning? So this is if we go. If I talk about generally in all the institutes and whatever the sources of learning are. So they provide a full course. So you have an idea about everything, so the whole process you study in the course, right from the start to the end output. So I have seen that students face difficulty in choosing one option. So
Yeah.
what
So we will
happens is,
know that narrates in the student choosing one option. But before that, what exact narrates faces while going through this journey? If you can just explain it a little bit, your mindset, what were, which all of the point we're going through when you, because definitely the challenge, right? You already, there were
yes,
pain, right? Can you please share those part so that people will able to relate what they are just going through, and then we'll come to the solution. Yeah.
yes. So like this is what I also felt. Like I was in the same boat at that point of time when I was learning, and now when I ask students, then they are also having the same kind of difficulty. So when you learn the whole animation, this course, so you know about everything now. But at the end of the course, when 6 months are remaining, so it is around 2.5 or 3 years of a course, then around 2.5 years, you get an option to select one domain. So now you have learned, suppose 10 domains, then you have to select one domain for your specialization. So
Mhm.
in that one domain, you will work, like you will build your career. So you cannot be generally, you can be, but specifically if I talk about as a job, like if you want to do a job in animation, then you have to be very specific about what is the skill that you are expert in. Are you a modeler? Are you a texturing artist? Are you a rigging artist or an animator, or maybe a VFX person, compositing artist? So these are all the designations. You have to choose one designation according to your interest. But this is what I also faced difficulty at that time, that I did not know which should I choose for specialization. So what I did is the same thing. Like I thought, where are my friends going? So it was the same thing, like where are my friends going? So one of my best friends, so I was like, he is joining this. But then this time I gave a thought that should I go with him or not? Like, is it really like I want to go with my friend into this field? But then one more thing which was there, which took me into that specific domain as an animator. So it was that animators are in huge requirement. So if I talk about any project, so if there is a movie, suppose a 10 minutes animated movie, short film, and if there are two modelers, or if there is one modeler, if there are two texturing artists, one to people are there for every domain. Then in the animation domain, there will be requirement of around 15 to 20 animators. So that way I chose this animation field because I thought that I will never run out of job, because there will be 5 times more requirement of my domain. If there is a movie in process, 1 hour movie, there will be hundreds of animators working on that movie. So I will have a more chance in getting into the industry, and also in future I can get more freelance work, or opportunities will be more because the demand of the animators are more. That is how I chose animation. But if I suggest to beginners, then they should be following what they truly like now you have studied everything, so you should ask yourself that which is the process you enjoy more. Either it is modeling, texturing, whatever you enjoy more. Or second way is when you see an animated movie, which is the part that excites you more, like about the characters or the movements or the background you see very beautiful. So like that way you can bifurcate that I like the characters more, like how they're created, this is so beautiful, the characters are so nice. Then you might go to modeling. That depends on your interest. This is how you can figure out your interest, by knowing the process and your through the animated film.
Yeah. So Naresh, here is the thing. Suppose I am one of the interested animator, means I'm just somehow I don't know, because few term you have used some modeler or
Yes,
maybe
yes,
some background thing. So to start with, definitely these clarity is not there with everyone, right? Or most of us don't know, right?
yes.
So for the viewer who is thinking towards that, so which are the steps like ABC, which are the main character or main area, maybe top two or three, you can just tell the technical term and what exactly, just like modeler you said, what exactly it is. So can you please help us
Okay.
understand?
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. So, like, this is, I knew this thing, like, laymen don't understand these terms. Like, so I am into educating people about this as well. So, that is why I wrote that ebook as well, for clearing out those terms. That is I wrote it, the book, The Life of 3D Animation.
Hmm.
So basically, if we start from I'll just explain the whole process in just 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah,
Can I,
please.
yeah, okay. Can I have that 5 minutes? Like I'll
Yeah, yeah,
explain
yeah.
the whole process. Okay.
Sure.
So if I start from very beginning, so
Mhm.
first is the thought. I have a thought that there should be a movie on this topic. So this
Okay.
is a thought. Then a few of the people will sit and create a story on that thought. Then a story will be created. Then the story will be written, that this is the story in a story format.
Okay.
Then it will be transcripted, like the characters will be placed in the story. This is a character A, whatever the name is, and this character at this scene will speak this dialogue. So we will write the dialogue as well. So this is all we get, but this is the process I'm explaining. So then will be the next step, that is script. So the script will be written, this character will speak this dialogue, then this character will reply this dialogue on this. So there will be an overview of the whole movie as a script. Then the characters will be designed on the basis of the story. So how the character is, suppose he is an angry person, so every personality has a different characteristics on the face. This is a study which the artists have. Like if we talk about very big studios, those artists who create the sketches, they have a knowledge of the characteristics of the people. So if it is an angry person, then his nose will be like this, his ears will be like this. So this is all the study done by those artists. On the basis of that, those characters will be sketched and lot of characters will be created. And then one will be finalized for that particular main character and the sub characters, lead character. Everything will be finalized according to that. And it will be created on the basis of study, not randomly. Everything will be on the basis of study and the storyline as well. This is a character, is he Indian or foreigner, color, then the clothing, how the clothes will look, everything will be sketched. And then gradually, simultaneously, the storyboarding will be done. So storyboarding is like a magazine. So what if we see a magazine, we can easily read the story through the pictures. Now this happened, now this happened, then the hero kicked off. So this we can easily learn what the story is. So storyboard is a magazine kind of a thing, like you create the whole story in that picture format, and those dialogues are written below the frame, that in this frame this character will speak this dialogue. And when we get this file, it is in as a video file. So we hear the sound of that character, that is dubbed sound from the actor or whoever the main audio dubbing artist is. So then the characters are created and the storyboarding is also created simultaneously. So now we have the story in a picture format. So now you know that this is how the movie will look. And there are artists who create color art. Color art is basically having the look and feel of the movie before. It is like how we visualize. I visualize in my dream that this is how my home will be. This is will be the color. So those things we create in a color format. So the how the movie will look in a color, that
Hmm.
is painted everything in a frame. So then you get the idea that this is how my movie will look. The one frame, only one image. This will be the this kind of a look will be there for my movie. So that is set. After that, like this is all gradual process. It can be changed later on as well, but this is the process they follow. And after that, the blueprints are created of the characters. So now the character, we know that this is how the nose is, and then the characters will be created in a proper proportion on the paper. So from the right view, from the left view, from the front view and the back view and the top view. So all the views will be sketched for proper measurements. So this will be the nose, this much, this much, this much, and that papers will be scanned and taken to the software, and then the character will be created in 3D on the basis of the sketches. Like this is the dimension, and then the character will be created. So that character who is creating that character in 3D, he is called a modeler. He is
Oh,
modeling the character from the paper. Like on the basis of the sketch on paper, he is modeling the character in 3D. So that is a modeler's job. Next comes the texturing artist.
hmm.
Texturing is like when the model is created, everything is created in a gray format. So everything is gray, nothing is colorful. Then the
Okay.
texturing artist will do the coloring, how the color will be of skin, what will be the color of the clothes, what will be the color of the shoes or the legs, where he will have that beauty spot or nothing. So everything, that colors and everything will be decided and done by the texturing artist and the shading artist. Texturing and shading. Shading is done for like knowing the material, whether it is a plastic or a metal or a glass or a wood. So all the shading will be done by the texturing artist.
Yeah, it seems a little technical glitch. So we can wait for a few seconds. Yeah, so it's really interesting. So many things behind the scene. If some other set of animator or you means are there in a group and doing all these tasks. So it's yeah. So there is a little bit technical glitches are there. Yes, you can continue.
I'll just finish it off. I'll just take 1 minute after this. This will be
Yeah, yeah.
finished. Like after the texturing, what I mentioned is the coloring thing. What the
Okay.
colors, what we do on the characters, like how the character will look, the clothes and everything. That is the texturing part. And then comes the rigging. Then comes the lighting. Lighting is like everything is dark. Now they have to. The lighting artists have to decide where is the character standing. So all the lights will be placed, whether a spotlight or a direct light or a sunlight. Then those lighting will be done. On the basis of the lighting, we will understand that this how the character will look exactly, because as it is in a gray format at the beginning, after lighting it will exactly, we can exactly see that how it will appear in the movie. So that is the lighting part, and this lighting part is done afterwards also when the scene is done. Then where is the scene? You might have seen that at night. So those lightings are done manually, like the night lighting, the day lighting, the romantic lighting, everything. There is a study for everything, how to create those things. It is based on physics. So that comes the lighting. After lighting, there is rigging. So it is a simultaneous process. Rigging is like adding bones to the characters. So now it is just a body without bones. So if we talk about ourselves, if we don't have bones, we cannot move. So the
True.
same way in 3D also we have to add the bones. That is called rigging. So a rigger will add the bone structure and the movement, like they will set the movements that here will be the bone. So if I move this bone, then how much muscles will be moving with that bones. So that all those things, technical and muscles, that will be done by the rigger. And then comes the animation part. When we have the rigging done, then only animator can work on that. So if we talk about the whole process, whatever is done earlier, if there is no animator, then there is no life. So this is a very big task, because if everybody does everything and there is no animator, then you cannot bring your story to life. So then comes the animators part, which is very, very important to convey the story through emotions, through actions, through dancing. So everything that an animator does, that whole part of movement. And then after animation, it goes to rendering. Like, it again goes to lighting actually after animation. So then the lighting is done basis on the basis of where the character is standing, what is the scene, is it a home or in the nature. And then the rendering is like taking out whatever you have created from the software to the final output, which you will release outward, like the MOV format. The MOV format is done later on, but it is rendered as a frame. So we have 24 frames in 1 second. So 24 images are rendered out from the software to the output. Then you get a 1 second of a movie output.
Wow.
And if you talk about Disney movies, this is recently I figured it out. So Disney movies cost for 1 second, their expenses are $24,000. So
Wow.
it is too expensive. It is too high budget. Like, I was so shocked about this budget when I saw on the internet. I did not know whether it is really this much or, but yes, it is very much expensive. I'm talking about Disney movies because they work really hard and they work really smart, and they have a lot of technologies. The quality of work they do, this is like very, very awesome. And
Wow.
while getting out, they get passes as well. So the shadows and everything is a different image. The shadow is a different image, the color is a different image. So then the compositing artist is there after the rendering part. He will compose everything, like how much shadow will be there, all these images he will get, and he will stack one upon other and do some editing, whatever is required, that is done by the
Mhm.
compositing artist. Then final render will be done, and that audio, the original audio will be placed again into the final editing, and some video editing and credits and everything will be added, and then the final movie will be rendered, which they want to telecast on the show or TV. So this is how the process is.
Wow. So many steps are there just to. I was not aware with so much. Yes, I know it's tough, but so many there's steps, processes, different thought process. It's not one man show kind of thing. It's a whole. Everybody have their own piece of hard thought work, everything to just come up with one single, maybe few minute
Yes,
thought. Okay,
yes.
so then it's just coming to as a whole general. Suppose some graduates found interest in it to become little bit successful or get the first job. What is the standard time any animator, average standard time for animator to just come into job? Maybe month, years. What exactly they can expect?
I actually I could not get the question
Yeah.
because of the
Question
audio
is,
lag.
yeah. Question is how long it will take for a person started learning this animation till getting job, or maybe their journey as a freelancer, or whichever he should be start earning money.
Okay, so it depends on where you are learning. It is all dependent on that thing. First thing is self learning. Self learning will take a lot of time to figure out the mistakes, to figure out the technical things, everything. Like, there will be no guidance on the spot. So you one person or the student will have to figure out everything on his or her own. So that one is the self learning process. It will take a lot of time. It might take 2 years, depending on how much input they are giving. Second is the we call like we learn from institute. If the student has already decided what he want to become, like suppose he want to become an animator, then if then he goes for the institute thing, then he will learn so many things which are not required for him, because he has already decided that he want to become an animator. So I suggest is he don't need to learn all those things, because anyways he will forget everything after he joins a job. Because after we like when I started animator as an animator, when everybody
Mhm.
starts as a specific domain, then he has to continue the same domain in future until and unless he does not develop any other interest, so that specific domain is concerned. So if you become an animator, then you will become an animator only. You will do animation only in the studio. You will have no access to other departments in terms of editing or something. You will have no access. You can just watch it, but you will have no access, and you cannot do anything. Even if you know, like you cannot do anything about that. Those department will take care of that specific thing. So not to waste more time if you already know what you want to become. And if you go for mentoring, like somebody who is already good, or he's already having a lot of experience in that particular domain, and you know some person, then you can directly go to that person and learn from him to speed up your process. Like you can learn in 6 months or 8 months or whatever. Like you can get the job in 6 months as well if you
Wow.
go for mentoring, because that is very specific and very fast, because he will be able to teach you something which is related to industry, not on just on the basis of learning, but as implementation also, and how the actual work is done in the industry. So they will directly have the influence of the industry from the mentor. So they can
Wow.
very much fast track their growth. They can just start their job in 6 months or 8 months if they are skilled and expertised in that specific domain. Very nice.
Yeah, so thanks, Naresh. So to conclude, as a whole, what we got from Naresh is, if you are getting specific guidance by the person professional, it may means you may landed into career in 8 month average. Provided condition is there, yes, good mentor. That is a key takeaway for last 5 minutes what Naresh shared with us. Now, coming back to the specific question to Naresh is founder of Passion Animator community, India's first Passion Animator mentor. What exactly, from where this came, and how people will get in touch with you to get maximum out of it? So, can you please speak something about this thing?
So like when I went for uh, when I found my mentor, then he showed me the path that how you should be starting your business and growing your business. So that needs a positioning. How do you position yourself in the industry? So if I talk about animators, there are a lot of animators. There are a lot of very expert animators, but in terms of mentoring or coaching, they will not be able to do it, or they don't want to do it. So we always have a self doubt, like there are so many people ahead than me, then why should I teach? But that is not the thing. They don't want to teach. They are good at animation and they want to be in animation only. So everybody has a different mentality. Like I feel happy in helping and teaching them whatever the age group is, whatever I know. And when I share my knowledge, then I feel more happy rather than doing it for myself or for office work or whatever it is. So that gives me more value when I teach something to somebody. So passion animator is, if you talk about animators, they have those skills. And if you go in India, anywhere in India, you will have that. Like you will ask anybody, like I want to be an animator. He will just show you the process. This is how it is done. They'll just teach you animation, and you will be an animator. The passion animator terms comes from like why I have termed this as a passion animator, because whoever comes to me, a self discovery is done. whether a thorough analysis is done on the student, whether he is absolutely sure about being an animator or not, or his personality is supporting his career or not. Like, he is, there might be happening that the same way like me, that his friend is doing animation, so he also wants to do animation. But this is not the way. This is a art field. So if somebody is not having an inclination towards arts, he will not be able to grasp the knowledge. Even if he grasps the knowledge, he will not be able to survive in the industry, because you need an artist mentality. You cannot be just doing things. You cannot do things. It is not an Excel word thing. You have to be creative, and if your personality is not creative, then you cannot do animation. So because I provide this, the whole guidance, as well as developing the positive mindset for getting the fast growth in the industry. See, there are a lot of negative people as well. Even I was one of them at certain point of time. I was like, when I joined, I was like absolutely sure I want to do this. So like whenever I used to get work, I used to do wholeheartedly. Like, I will do this, I do it, and I show it to the supervisors, and they give me the corrections, I correct it. And then again, whatever, if I'm free, I'll tell them that I'm free, give me some work. So this is a positive attitude towards work. And what you will see generally in the industry, most of the people, most of the artists will be like that, अरे अपना काम हो गया ना, जाने दे. And this is how I turned into the negative part, because of the influence. Then what happened, my career started lapsing down. Like, I was not able to perform well because of this negative thinking, because of this, that चलता है होता है, अरे नहीं करने का ज़्यादा, अपना काम हो गया बस है. So this is not a good mentality towards work. This is what I realized because of my mentors. Like, because of them, I was able to realize that this is not the right way. Then I figured out, then I changed my mindset. And that is why I want to help students in all the forms, not only animation. It is very much necessary that you are happy doing animation and you are happy in your life as well. So that is what an passion animator is. He is happy, he is doing his animation work, he knows why he is doing what he is doing, and he is having the mentality, like, he is first of all having the clarity. Second thing, he is very calm, or what if I can say, he is ready to accept challenges, because as an animator, you need to accept the challenges every day. Every day you get a different work. It is not the same work. Every single day you will get a different level of work. So that is how you have to accept the challenges as well, and you have to be learning things, a good student mentality. So everything in a positive way, I try to put it into the students. So that is what a passion animator is. Good in
Okay.
every walks of life, not only animation.
Mhm. Thanks for giving clarity. Now, Naresh, as you mentioned the importance of mentor. So before going to come to that question, what exactly, suppose I want to start? Yes, I'm very much passionate about this animation, and I found Naresh. I came to Naresh. So what exactly the investment to standard in the investment anybody can just think of before landing himself or herself to this career, as per you?
Like, you are talking about the investment for learning
Yes,
animation, or
yes,
the whole
investment
process?
for learning purpose at least, because see, we should have some clarity, right? Okay, I'm going to, so time wise you said if somebody will get guidance, definitely 8 months is the standard he can start getting. So what will be the investment for him or her?
Minimum, like, if you talk, I'll explain every different things, but average it would be around 1.5 to 2 lakhs. This would be the average of everything out there.
Okay, great. Thanks for saying. Now, uh, few times you have mentioned, okay, the mentor power of this, you got this. So, what exactly if you? I would like to ask what exactly importance of mentor for your own experience, and what advice you would like to just give to the viewer who are just struggling in this area, this domain, that means the animation. So how they can just make positive impact through mentor, or how mentor will change their thought process in this domain. Your thought on this? Naresh, hope you are, maybe due to some technical glitch, we are, yeah. So as a, let me conclude whatever Naresh said in last few minutes. As a whole, if you are looking for career in animation, 8 month time duration, you can start earning something. And the second part is around round figure 2 lakh investment you have to do. So yeah, Naresh. So hope you got the question I asked about the mentor. What is the importance of mentor in your this thing, and how you can, anybody can just get benefited through any mentor? Your thought on this?
Hello. Yes.
Yeah,
Could you
you
please?
got the question, or Naresh, you want me to repeat?
Yes, yes. Could you please repeat
Yeah.
that the
So
audio?
the question I was asking about the mentor. What is the importance of mentor? Because you kept, means you repeated 3 4 times. Okay, once you came under the mentorship, you found. So what is the importance of mentor? Your
Okay.
advice to the person looking for their career in animation.
Yeah. So basically, like, what is the importance of a mentor in animation?
Yeah.
Yes. So, like, it is very, very important to have a mentor if you want to fast track your growth and kickstart your career. If you are looking to just do time pass and
Hmm.
enjoy, or do meet friends and do time pass, then you
Hmm.
can go for the other way. Like, you can spend 3 years, 4 years learning these things. And if you are very specific, then
Hmm.
you should go for a mentor. He will fast track your growth. Like,
Okay.
if you waste 3 years, 4 years learning everything, he will just tell you what you need to learn on the basis of the industry. So suppose if somebody wants to become an animator, and if he reaches out to a mentor, then the mentor can teach him in 6 to 8 months whatever the industry standard is required to get the job. Anyways, learning is a everlasting process, so we have to learn on every stage, in the studio as well, in our life as well. So just for starting the career, you can learn those things which you learn in 3 years. If you have a mentor, you can just fast track it to 1 year, or maybe less than 1 year, and you can start your career within 1 year. So that is
Wow.
how the importance of the mentor is for saving your time as well as your money. Because if you talk about the average, it is around 2.53 lakhs for the animation course. If you go outside, wherever you go, there are very few institutes which are very, very top level. I don't know what the curriculum is, but I have seen the fees that is around 16 lakh rupees, 16 or 17 lakh rupees for the course of animation. But I don't know the curriculum, what exactly is included in those 16 lakh course. But yes, there is a these fees. So I was surprised. And but yes, average is around 2.53 lakhs is the average. But most importantly is the time. If you have a mentor, you save your time, and time is money.
Okay. So thanks, Naresh, and it's really, at least personally, I learned a lot of things about animation, because I used to think very small thing, but behind the scenes, so many hard work is there.
So
And
much.
thanks for giving clarity if somebody wants to build their career as a animator. And yes, definitely, the viewer who is watching and just would like to just start their career, thinking to build career in animation, yeah, you can just reach to Naresh. He will be happy to help you. And the mentor, the last statement what he made related to mentor, it will give you speed, it is going to save a lot of money, and assurance will be the bonus. Peace of mind, you are going to get the result pretty fast. So thanks much, Naresh, for your time, and thank you very much for just being patient and just explaining all those things in much more in detail. Okay, so yeah.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm
Okay,
really grateful about it, and
great. Thank you. Okay. So, guys, as we have discussed about this altogether new domain, very first time, I personally just found one guest, and hope you all got some clarity related to that specific domain. And the detail, if you'd like to connect with Naresh, he have put that means in this in the comment section, and in the detail you have his the social media detail. You can just connect with him, and we'll continue and maybe next day with another guest related to impacting career. So till then, bye bye, and have a great evening to all of you.